Alright, it is the OP Winged Beast archetype of yesteryear versus the OP Winged Beast archetype, soon to be super OP because, again, it'll be like Performer Pals where they're just going to keep giving it support till it is, as said before, too OP. Now, this past two episodes I just watched back to back, so going into it, I just sort of viewed it all as one big episode. Seeing this duel and seeing the stuff with Yuya and getting to see more of Kurosaki, which he's barely been on screen lately, I can honestly say I'm kind of glad he's gone. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of Kurosaki. I like this super dark, super violent character. I like what it means for the show as a whole, but was I the only one just getting sick of him? I mean, look, again, I totally understand his backstory. I totally understand why he's doing what he was doing. But honestly, the whole every time he's on screen, all he's got to say is, I'm going to destroy the fusion dimension, was just sort of getting old. Was I the only one who wished the showing that he has more than one emotion, maybe going into his backstory a bit more, happened earlier instead of in the last 5 minutes of his last appearance for a few episodes? It honestly just made the whole thing feel like all he was there to do at that point was just make us feel sorry for him that he was going into the underground showing, oh wait, this guy did still have feelings. Just in general, the way Shun was played, I thought was kind of choppy and has been sort of all over the place. Again, just because all he ever has is one thing to say and it gets sort of old after a while. But fortunately, working alongside this, we have Crow. And I'm going to be straight up honest, these past two episodes are the most interested I've ever been in Crow, even since 5Ds. Because what I liked about this was it worked so perfectly as a contrast to what Shinji was doing last time. Where what Shinji was saying was, everyone needs to get up and war, fight, rebellion, Planet of the Apes type shit. Crow is very much saying, no, we need to unite together and we need to prove our strength. We need to show our strength. And I love the way it was shown with all the people too. Where with Weber, everyone was getting so angry and violent and he was scaring people. Crow is very much saying, this is what we can do and this is our worth. It's rallying the people together in a way that would work, and I could see Crow being someone who could be a leader. And again, that is Crow's character. What I love is they haven't really relied on you needing to watch 5Ds to understand Crow. It's definitely felt very much like this is a character who could easily have just existed in this Yu-Gi-Oh! And no other. So I thought that was really fun to watch. I like seeing everything with the kids. Although, how many times did they cross that frickin' bridge, man? But just everything there, I thought, really worked to the thing's dynamic. I like that it wasn't just bust out an OP Blackwing synchro every turn. It was very much having to rely on what you've got and what you can do, which was the essence of what the Commons or the satellite sector was going for in its time period. So to see that be well executed like this, I thought was fine. Although I kind of didn't care about the duel again, because I do thought Shun was ultimately mishandled. If you like Kurosaki, and if you thought everything done with him was fine, that's great. I just thought that maybe we should have humanized him a bit more, and I thought it was just sort of cheap to just be that, oh, now this stupid kid who fell off a bridge just gets saved by him. And I just sort of felt that if this kid wasn't so dumb and didn't do that, would everything still have gotten negative? And then the two are all buddy and best friends for the rest of the duel, and I'm just like, this felt very sudden and rushed, and even though I can understand it, why Crow would be a bit more trusting, I feel like he'd still be like, this guy's crazy. I mean, look at what he said at the beginning of the duel, where he just comes out of the stage saying, I'm gonna take out all you fusion dimension people, and Crow's like, what the hell are you talking about? I feel like that's how I would be too. I'd just be reacting to this guy like he's a crazy person. But again, it'll be nice to sort of get a break from him for a while, and hopefully we can get more out of him when he comes back in a few episodes. As for the rest of the subplots going on here, I liked what was going on with Roger and Yuya. I would have liked it maybe if that got a bit more time. But it is sort of a cool idea to see Roger continue the manipulation of Yuya, which is essentially what's the majority of this show, is as you realize it's really not about Yuya at all, it is more about Reiji. But it is sort of interesting to note that Yuya is almost swayed by Roger's words, and once again, Roger not really lying. I don't really remember at this point if he was trying to aim for Sora with the gun. I think he was trying to aim for Yuya, but I can see it going either way. And I like the fact that it's not necessarily that he needs to lie. He just needs to twist things and present it in the right way for it to work. And I could see how Yuya for a minute would let himself think, maybe I can trust this guy. Because don't forget, Yuya can't trust anyone right now. He can't trust, what's his name, Reiji. He doesn't know if he can trust Sora or Dennis. And Roger does bring up a good point. Why should he trust Sora? He is working for academia, and I like the fact that we didn't try and then relate it back to the whole entertainment dueling. That lasts a second, but for the most part, the essence of what was going on in that scene was Yuya affirming that, no, I'm not going to work with you, I don't trust you, and I don't trust anybody. And he shouldn't, even if Roger is devious and once again delivers every line with malicious malevolency. Or delicious malevolency. It's kind of late here. But again, no, I liked that element, and I just thought Kurosaki was ultimately what dragged things down, as I just found that entire duel and what they were doing with him very choppy. I did like that the kids flat out said, no, what Kurosaki is wrong. We had a tough upbringing too, and I like that contrast, and I thought maybe you could have explored that a bit more. Sort of how these two pasts intertwine with each other. Maybe relate that back to what's going on in the real world. But for what it was, I thought it was very entertaining. It was very fun to watch. See all the Raid Raptors in their potentially OP stuff. If they just get a little more support to make their summoning more convincing. And that new Blackwing will probably make Blackwings a lot more consistent. But overall, fine, entertaining enough. And I am glad I watched it and liked where it was going. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on this episode or anything else. And now it's time for our TCG question of the week. This week in Yu-Gi-Oh! News, we got confirmed that there will be more Blue Eyes White Dragon support. Like, we haven't gotten enough of that over the years. And I want to know, what do you think should get support? If you had to pick one fan favorite card, even if it's just your fan favorite, to get a deck around it or just an old archetype to get more support, I want to know. Tell me that in the comment section below. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe to see if they will catch Yuzu next week. They probably won't.